As I look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. Hope you guys are all doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. He cannot play with the cat. Parenting advice and saltiness. Whew. Now, at the time that I'm recording this, you guys actually won't be seeing this, obviously. It'll probably a couple days later, maybe a week. We'll see. I'm recording this currently on the 5th of March. If you guys want me to actually announce the days that I'm actually recording this, so you guys can, so I'm proving to all of you that it's late, never breaking, I can do that if you want. If that really means anything to any of you guys. But let's go ahead and talk about the subject matter. First off and foremost, at the present moment, Phil has gone through some troubles, and it just keeps piling up, and it's absolutely amazing. First things first. As we all know, February 28th's fundraiser was a failure. Womp womp. Phil went ahead and did like a game marathon of indie games. Complete flop. But Phil got out of hand a little bit. And apparently, there was an 11-year-old who decided to give him the business. And apparently Phil, being a bitch, after he went to the next level or into the next void, essentially, he decided to talk shit about this 11-year-old behind his back. Oh my god! I'll do a video on. I'll do a completely separate video on that. That right there, we'll do a completely special. A special investigations report or something. I'll do a completely different video on that. But that was hilarious. But it's gotten even. It's getting more interesting. It's gotten interesting. It's getting interesting. Whatever. We have a new contender, ladies and gentlemen, who decided to throw his hat into the ring. By now, you guys already know this. El Prezador, Quantum Bishop, aka the Beast. Woo! Now, I'll do a video on that also, but if you guys do not know who El Prezador is, he is a Call of Duty champ. He is a legend amongst Call of Duty, in the Call of Duty community, as well as one of the, at one time, well, for a while, he single-handedly had the Call of Duty rage community on lock. No one rages like El Prezador. All the fake kind of rage little stuff that you guys see now, it's a combination of rage and theatrics, is nothing to what is the greatness of El Prezador. Oh my goodness gracious. So El Prezador has decided to throw his name into the hat too. Apparently he's commented on Phil twice. I've already linked it into a video previous, so you've seen it at the end of one of my videos already, where he was talking about Phil's Twitch channel hemorrhaging. But now he's put out a video, short video, talking about the whole situation with the 11-year-old. The video was directed towards Twitch and how upset he was about it. So we'll see at the time of this video coming out how things have developed. But ooh, El Prezador's gotten himself into this. It's not like Rich or some of these other guys. Like, El Prezador don't give a shit. Like, he really don't. And here's the thing. I will do a video on that as well. But let me give you just a small piece of advice right now, Phil. You've been on Machinima with El Prezador for a number of years. I mean, before you got kicked off. They let you go. You don't want it with El Prezador. He is literally a class SSS troll. He's up there amongst one of the best. He's considered one of the greatest. And he's relentless. And he only has time on his hands. He will do videos on you day in, day out, just for the fun of it. Until he breaks you down. Because he's broken down better men than you, Phil. I'm not sorry to say that. He has. He has brought in better men, wiser men, more prestigious, more respectable men to their knees in less time. do this, Phil. Take your lumps and just keep it moving. Do not get stupid and try to publicly address El Presidor, because it's what he wants. But that's neither here nor there. We'll do a video completely on that later. It's probably not going to be long, but El Presidor is great. So that should be interesting in its own right. With that being said, Phil also showed a bit of jealousy in that video with that 11-year-old. Apparently that 11-year-old has a nice gaming PC, a nice gaming rig, and apparently Phil felt a certain type of way about that. I guess he might have gotten flashbacks when he was like 15 years old and he wanted that Wolverine figurine. So after 20 years, you still haven't let that go yet, Phil? Shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame. So he's going to be talking about that in saltiness. Now, about playing with the cat. Let's go ahead and put it out there. I know I've seen you guys come up there, hashtag, where's the horse at? Hashtag, Mr. Ed, hashtag, where'd the puss? You know, does the puss wear boots? I've seen and I've said a lot of those different tropes and gags and memes. Yeah. Funny. But in truth, we haven't seen the cat really. We have not seen her at all. And there's a lot of speculation on where she's at and where she's been. And the hesitation that Phil has into bringing her back out, because he was supposed to already introduce her a while ago. As of the 5th of March, when I'm recording this, there's been no sights of the kitty whatsoever. So I'll probably never really be able to comment if the puss does wear boots. I'm sorry. I don't think it'll be a while. But for some reason, Phil has said that Phil apparently had a master plan on what he wanted to do as it pertains to co-op play and some other big games that are coming up that they were hoping to play together. There's a problem though, Phil. You've been complaining as of yesterday the 4th about your PS4. Now, you've been doing that for a little while now, but you really decided to put your ass out there and really talk about how bad it is. You're saying one controller won't charge. You're saying that it's becoming unresponsive. You're having a hard time hearing stuff through your headset, and so on and so forth. You're basically saying it's going to crap out. Now, as we know, Phil, I'm talking to you directly here. As you know, this is supposed to be a direct response to the fan base to go ahead and give you money so you can get that PS4 Pro, which would be convenient, being that Kat just bought a PS4 Pro, and it would be easier for you guys to play co-op. Now, granted, you guys probably won't play in the same room, right, Phil? You won't actually put her on camera, but because of the fact that you guys both have PS4 Pros, you guys can, you know what I mean? You guys can build a room, you guys can chat it up. So the whole situation about, oh, I can't play with Kat and I'm hesitant and so on and so forth, if you guys follow Phil's Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. It kind of bleeds into what this is going to be. Now, that's just my guess. This video, at the time that I'm actually recording this, has been out for probably an hour and a half, maybe. So I haven't actually watched it yet. So we're just going to get right into it. Should be interesting. And I would expect, being that we're going into the spring, we should see the cat soon. If not, he can only push her out till the summer. Now let's actually get to the point of this so I can get to the video, ladies and gentlemen. His back is against the wall, being that he can't say fundraiser anymore. And he had put all that emphasis on Twitch, neglecting YouTube. Now all of a sudden he remembers he has a Patreon. And now all of a sudden he has to backtrack to plead to them to please give me money on Patreon. Now the cat's is more valuable than ever. I mean, more than her cooking. More than, as Almighty Tevin once said, those hot cakes that we've only seen once in the IKEA picture. He really needs her now. He really needs to bring her out so he can draw more attention to himself. He's in a catch-22 though. His fan base doesn't want that. They don't want to really see it. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. There's a small demographic within his fan base who would like to see the couple play together. You know what I mean? That beautiful harmony type relationship. But then there's another part of his fan base that is like, yo, Phil, don't put her out there. It's dangerous. Once the detractors get their hands on her, that's it. So he's in a bit of a conflict. Now, keep in mind, Phil doesn't care about any of those things. Phil's all about the dollar signs. And that's all he sees with her. And that's all she is. I mean, that's all the worth that she has. How pretty she looks, how good she cooks in that kitchen, and how much money he can exploit off her if he can get her on camera. And that's a shame. And let's hope he proves us wrong. But I doubt it. We'll have to wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work. Wow. Wow.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Tuesday, I am off. No live streams.
Wow.
I am in desperate need of a haircut. Okay? And no, people are so stupid.
Yet again, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. He can't play with the cat, Playtime Vice, and saltiness. Yay.
Why am I toxic?
Good question.
Feels taking a whole day off for a haircut. It's not the whole day off for a haircut, stupid.
Wow.
I mean, oh my god, how dumb can you be if you think I'm taking the whole day? Here, here's your theme song. There you go, that must be your favorite song. The song of the Nudnik. No, I'm not taking a whole day off to get my hair cut. But as you guys know, one day a week, I'm not taking off to do things like running errands, spending time with my girlfriend, doing everything I need to get done, right? Going grocery shopping. So, why not do it all in the same day rather than, oh, now I have to somehow take time between two streams one day to go somehow squeeze in my haircut and then have another day off? No, just do it all at once. And that's why Tuesday this week is my day off, okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then why don't you just wait till your usual day off? Sorry, that's lemon head you hear there. Why don't you just wait till your usual day off to actually get your haircut then? Why do it on a Tuesday? I mean, granted, the reason why is because that's probably the only day that his hairdresser is available. But, I mean, he doesn't need the whole day off, though. He could probably go ahead and get it cut in the morning and then have a night stream. An evening stream, I should say. But you know how Phil is. He doesn't think ahead like that.
The only other thing that I'll say, some people have been asking, Phil, will you be doing co-op with your girlfriend in a game like A Way Out? Maybe, I don't know. I've been bringing it up with her recently. I think she's going to look into it and see if it's a game she's interested in doing co-op with or not. Apparently Far Cry 5 has co-op, but I'll be honest, guys, I don't think that's going to be a game we're doing co-op in because I believe she's going to be starting with work soon. And so it's going to be impossible for me to be doing an ongoing AAA playthrough where I can only play it when she's available because she's going to be working. See what I mean? So that's probably not going to happen. But
You couldn't have two separate sessions, though? I'm just saying. He has... DSP does his usual playthrough of Far Cry. And then... or while that's all going on, he can also have his co-op with Cat. He can essentially have two different series. That might be too much work, though. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'll be real here. I'll be honest with everyone.
Hopefully she's a better shot than he is.
There is a lot of apprehension because to have her be let's say she wants to be in A Way Out or even in Far Cry 5 or anything moving forward as a co-op event, there's a lot of apprehension because as you guys know, there's a lot of negative jerks on the internet.
What the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, man.
And you know that no matter what, even if it's the best playthrough ever made, and if the co-op's working well and we're gelling and we're doing well in whatever game we play, whatever game it may end up being, right? It could be this month, it could be next.
Actually, Snort Burnell brings up a very good point. Horrible excuse because he doesn't want to play with the cat. She's probably a better gamer than Leanna was. Not to say that, Panda was terrible, but she wasn't great. But, Cat could be a much better player, so he should at least try to give that a chance. At least until his back's up against the wall and he has no choice.
This month, it could be 6 months from now, who knows? You're going to get these assholes.
Oh, you're gonna get salt. Even now, I'm getting my mouth overpowered with salt flavor.
Wow.
All I can taste is the saltiness. My mouth is full of salt. My disgusting pig-like mouth.
And they're going to take the gameplay, they're going to chop it up, they're going to be nasty to her and everything.
Hey, but this is how you don't play.
And that's one of the major reasons why we haven't shared a ridiculous amount of stuff because, as you guys know, people now take anything that I put on the internet and they spin it into a negative, and it's ridiculous. It is.
So, you're saying you're afraid of This Is How You Don't Plays, basically. Starring the cat. Or are you afraid that you guys would do a co-op together and the cat's going to shine and she's going to make you look like an idiot? Or she's going to make you look like a non-gamer? I think that's what it is. I think he's afraid that a cat's going to outshine him and whatnot. And in truth, she's just kind of going through the motions. And she's really going to make him look stupid. She's really going to make him look inept. And he doesn't want to be embarrassed. I think that's what it is. I think he's scared that she's a better gamer than he is. Wow. That's amazing.
No, it's even stuff like, I posted up, there's been 2 pictures of her posted up since she moved in.
Horse
There's
face,
a lot of pictures
goddamn,
of stuff
dog.
she's cooked and made, you know.
Oh my god, Snort Burnell's a savage. Hashtag Snort horse face. Goddamn, dog. Let's try to save the Mr. Ed jokes, please. Hey, Wilbur.
Recipes and stuff. But outside of that, there hasn't been a lot that's been shared on purpose, because the more private that we keep stuff, you know, the less risk there is of people harassing us or getting into our shit or trying to get personal info or saying nasty shit about people on the internet, right? So we...
Wait a second. Now, Phil, as Snort Burnell said, the thing with your taxes, but in truth, people have been telling you that for years. To leave all this alone. People told you originally, as soon as Kat touched down, don't put any pictures of her up. You know what I mean? Enjoy the time that you guys have together for a little while first before you start trickling things out. I had said that. Other detractors said that too, on top of people in your fan base. But good God, you couldn't help yourself. You had to just go ahead and get her out there. And now you're mad because people are making jokes when you knew it was coming. And even people in the detractor community don't joke on her like that. You know what I mean? Most of them kind of just like, whatever. She seems like a nice girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, there hasn't been anybody yet in the detractor community that I know of that's really gone hard in the paint on her yet. And there's no real need to. If anything, in my own, I can only speak for myself on this one. I'm actually disappointed, even though I knew you were going to do it. I'm disappointed that you actually put her out there like that. Because it's just like Panda all over again. Hashtag Panda 2.0. You did the exact same thing. You never learned from any of your mistakes. You're just constantly and habitually just making the same mistakes over and over and over again, expecting to get a different result. It's maddening almost. And then you get mad when it all comes back on you. When you get the proverbial egg on your face. You get ridiculously upset and just start blaming everybody. And at the end of the day, it's your fault. And you're not even man enough to accept that. We'll see.
No, fully. That once we eventually, decide to start doing more stuff where she's showing up in my content, let's say DSP tries it or a gameplay through or whatever, that there's going to be assholes that no matter what, they're going to do negative stuff. Now, we know it, right? We know it. But at the same time, you got to say it's kind of annoying because...
But does she know it, though? That's my real question. And that's the question that a lot of people have posed, is that how much does she really know about the detractors, about the people who really are out there calling your shit out? Yeah, everybody has haters online, but you're a special case. So how much of that does she really know? And I gotta be honest with you, for someone who plays Overwatch as much as she does, or as it's implied, I should say, I can't remember what her actual account is. Is it Chaos Realm or something like that? But there's multiple Chaos Realms as it pertains to Overwatch, but that's neither here nor there. Like how much, like I said, just how much adversity do you have that she's actually aware of? You know what I mean? And does she really want to put herself into that? Is it really worth it? And the thing is, and back to my original point, for someone who is a gamer and who really, really likes Overwatch, she should be streaming. She should be doing YouTube videos and whatnot. It seems like it was something that she enjoyed doing, and the fact that she gave all that up for you just seems, She should at least stream it. You know what I mean? Have a stream like a couple nights a week. Couldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. I mean, she is a gamer, right? So it makes me wonder what you've told her and how she really feels about the situation. And I think that's what Phil's really scared of. He's really scared that she's going to get on camera and she's really going to say what she feels. And that it might go against the image that he's putting out there. But we all know that he perpetually lies about everything anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. We'll wait and see. DSP News.
we would like to just put out positive stuff and have fun stuff to share with everyone. That's kind of the mentality I always had in the past was, oh, everything that I put out there could be positive and positively shared. And then it just turned over the years into just negative, nasty, toxic shit that happens to me, right? So it sucks. Because I know that many of you are, especially those of you in the stream chat right now, right? I do know that many of you are big fans. You'll want to see me, do stuff with Kat and share, our experiences together and share fun gameplay together and all this stuff, and you would enjoy it. It's going to be a positive thing for you. But you got to understand at the same time, there's always going to be this negative, toxic element of idiots who stalk me every little moment that I do.
That's funny.
I'm good at lying.
Not really. Not really.
And I really, I'm dreading it. I am dreading it, that if we were to do it, that, how bad would it get? I don't know. Because we haven't done it yet. You know what I mean?
Then don't do it. If you have some type of negative vibe about the situation, then don't do it. It's called intuition, Phil. And sometimes it beats out greed. I would say that it might also be a conscience, but I'm not sure if you haven't really proven that you had one of that you have one of those yet. So we're gonna go ahead and step away from that. But if you have a bad feeling about anything, you probably shouldn't do it. You should probably hold off on it at least. And it'd be fair to say that, he is holding off on it, but to be honest with you, look at the situation as a whole. Look at how poorly everything's going on around him. He had gambled heavy on Twitch over the last month or two. That's starting to crap out faster than most of us expected it would. Now he has to crawl back to Patreon. Now he has this situation going on with this 11-year-old and whatnot. People are sending notifications to Twitch being like, hey, you need to look at this because this is a problem, because that would go against Twitch's terms of service, which went into effect today, to be honest with you, being the 5th, when a lot of their new terms of service is going to be, going into play. Phil has a lot to worry about. He doesn't have the confidence of his fan base anymore, at least not all of them. The whales are gone, at least the really big ones. Apparently, Brightside Viking's still throwing money at him on Patreon. So what's he gonna do? What is he going to do? Oh boy.
So a lot of people have been speculating and asking, gee, will she be in anything or whatever? We don't know. Is there a desire for her to be in videos and in gameplay and stuff? Absolutely, there is.
Actually, I'm pretty confused right now.
Oh,
I would love to
cute?
do a vlog of the house right now, walk through, show you the house, how it looks now with her stuff in it, and with her showing off her, some of the stuff that she does during the day.
So basically, you're going to show us how much cleaner the house is now that there's another woman in the house? Okay. But is that really all you have to show? You've already kind of shown us her office. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? You're going to start rummaging through her panty drawer or something? Like, what are we doing exactly? Like, seriously, he doesn't even need to do a house vlog. Like, I don't know why he does dumb shit like that. He doesn't need to do that. And we already know that his house vlog is just going to consist of cuts and the camera pointed at the floor until he's actually ready to show us whatever he's going to show us. Which is irrelevant, being that we all know what his house looks like and where he lives at and what street he's on. It's just irrelevant at that point. But like I said, doing a vlog of the house doesn't make any sense. It's kind of played out. If you're going to try to do this cooking show, go ahead. But even then, your fan base doesn't want that. Stop trying to exploit this girl. That's all I'm trying to say. Just stop it. You have to realize that you're in a really, really bad spot. And unless her job pays her extremely well, you're gonna have to make some big boy steps. One of them is probably getting a part-time job. Because let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, anything that Phil does currently, he could do with a part-time job. He would just have to give up either the morning stream or the night stream. One of the two has to go. It's the only difference. His uploads, instead of him uploading between 20 and 40 videos a day, it might only, between 40 and 50 videos a day, it might be like 20, 25. And he can still slide in a stream at the end of the night or during the day. He's running from something that's an inevitability. He's going to have to do it. He's been fighting it off for years. He's been fighting getting a job for a long time. He's going to have to do it. He can't run from it forever. not without losing everything now. So, I don't know. It's the only way he's going to stop the bleeding, in my personal opinion.
Or, like I said, if and when we do start DSP Tries It again, there really hasn't been anything. I've been looking, and there really hasn't been anything new or interesting to do a DSP Tries It on.
Well, wait a second. How are you going to do a DSP Tries It anyway? You don't have any disposable income. You don't have anything to, you don't have any extra money to be doing that, remember? Because every little bit you get is supposed to go to taxes. And you had said only a couple of days ago that Kat had like a week or two meal plan already already out. So if she's already planned meals out 7 to 10 days ahead of time, you don't need to do a DSP Tries It. You need to be getting these taxes knocked out of the way. Your words, not mine. It's probably the only thing that you said that actually has some common sense to it. Just my opinion.
Recently, so in that regard, that's why there hasn't been one in a couple weeks. But if and when there is new food items and stuff, all right, then I will be, resuming that series no matter what. And of course, she'll be in that series, all right. But when it comes to things like gameplay and stuff like that, yeah, I don't know. We are apprehensive. I know for a fact that if we make a fun playthrough and we're enjoying it and having fun and the streams are good, that's what we're going for. But who's going to turn that into negative, nasty shit? And we know what's going to happen. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the double-edged sword. We know there'll be a big positive, but there'll also be a big negative. And that's why we certainly have not jumped or rushed into anything like that. So anyway, there you go. Because I know some people have been asking, oh, what about this? What about that? You playing this co-op game? You're going to do this co-op? We're certainly not in any situation where we're jumping into co-op. When we do it, we want it to be right. We want it to be the right time. You know what I mean? Something...
You know what that sounds like? That kind of reminds me of when him and Leanna were talking about getting married. I'm sorry, it's just that last little bit reminds me of when they were talking about getting married and shit. He used almost the exact same words and almost the exact same phrase. So, we all saw how that worked out, right? You better call on Tyrone.
That would make sense. That would be, also, hopefully we're ready for it. So, we'll see. We'll see moving forward. Right now, no guarantees, no promises.
I love gaming.
Yeah, I'm a gamer!
So, folks, I would like to say, thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks.
That clip is great.
Wow.
That clip is great.
Patreon.com/DarkSidePhil.
Oh.
FYI, any pledges that you give to this monthly fundraising effort allow me to continue to operate this business.
All right, so let me go ahead and read this out to you. So 151 patrons, and he hit 777s. That's it. $777, and 151 people pledged. Oh boy. Oh boy. I thought Twitch was in free fall. Patreon's literally right behind that. Oh my god, it's so sad. Not really. Oh boy. Oh boy.
In April, I'm going to have 3 large tax payments due. First of all, whatever remaining taxes I still owe from 2017, which my current accountant/CPA is figuring out right now for me. Number 2, my first estimated tax payment for 2018. They're both due pretty much at exactly the same time in April. And then, on top of all that, I'm apparently going to finally be assessed on my back taxes that I owe, because remember the story of the guy who screwed me over, my old tax attorney in Connecticut who didn't do due diligence, and now I owe 2.5 years.
Story. That's an interesting reason. That's kind of interesting he would word it that way. Alright, I'm not going to harp on that. You guys already know how I feel about that. Unless he pops out emails or he provides paperwork, I don't want to hear no more of that.
Of back taxes to the state of Washington. Yeah, apparently that's also going to become due in April. At least, hopefully he puts me on a payment plan, because I cannot afford to pay it all at once. At all. So hopefully I get on a payment plan. If I do, those are going to start becoming due in April. So 3 giant tax payments going to be due all at once in April. I don't have the money. I have
don't have the money. You don't even know what you owe yet. So you going in and you over-exaggerating that you're going to have 3 giant payments is dishonest. Dishonest as hell.
money saved up for this. I got some excess money from, the end of last year, and the past month or two has been pretty decent here, on Twitch. So I have so many, but nowhere, I mean, from what I'm to understand what I'm going to owe, just by estimating myself, I don't have nearly enough, okay? If I can't pay my taxes in April, as a result of all this back tax bullshit that screwed me over completely this year, sadly, number one, there's going to be fees, there's going to be interest, and number two, if I can't pay my taxes, chances are I'm going to have to sell my house. I don't want to do that. I worked hard to get where I am. Right now, the streams are at an all-time high. I actually made more money in 2017 than I have in the past several years. And things are they're on the up and up. If I can keep stuff going forward positively, all right, things are going to go great. And I want to say, again, thank you to all of you who have been here for the streams, positively contributed. You're one of the major reasons why, my girlfriend just was able to move in February, and we're having a great time together. All right, but I don't want all this to end because of the actions of this irresponsible asshole who screwed me over last year. And now, because I've got back taxes and all this shit accumulating, now I can't afford my federal taxes, and now it's all compliant. So,
why am I bringing this up? Because right now you can help. The way you can help is by tipping me during the streams, alright? Let me fucking unleash the beast. I still need your help. You feed me more. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. You created the monster. You unleashed the monster.
Sure did.
And now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault.
Wow.
Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
Nope.
I don't want to lose my house. I really desperately need the money to help with my tax situation. So, hint, hint, save the house. Shout out!
Critical for Days, who just did 25 years. I've noticed that there are many kids that have gaming PCs. Most of them are spoiled brats that whine to their parents to buy them whatever they want. What is the solution to this? Good parenting. Good parenting, because sadly, what's happening, and this is what I've observed personally in this modern world, parents just
modern world. What are you, out of the Stone Age? Like, why do you say that? Stop.
Don't want to deal with their kids anymore. They want to have rampant sex. They want to have they want to bang each other's as much as they can, but then they don't want to live with the consequence of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then when they eventually have the kids, right? Now it's like, oh, now I got this kid I got to deal with. But what about me and my life? I'm all stressed because I have a job, and I'm stressed because I don't have enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come out and say this publicly. We should all thank God that Phil doesn't have children. We really should. It's very obvious that at his age, he's not even capable of taking care of himself. He's proven that year in, year out. Just imagine a child being thrown into this situation. That's a scary thought. That's a very, very scary thought. So we should be at least thankful for that.
Money for the kid, and I'm stressed because this and this and that. So basically, parents being completely irresponsible, right, and not raising the kids properly. And so what do? Do they actually, raise the kid, teach them morals, spend time with them? Of course not. I need time to myself. Therefore, buy the kid a gaming computer. Buy the kid a fucking iPhone. Buy the kid a gaming console. There's kids out there. Now, it's crazy. There's kids out there. They're like between the ages of 5 to 13, and they own like incredibly high-end fucking gaming PCs, 4K TVs with multiple consoles. I didn't have that shit. Seriously. Like, I didn't own any like, I think I owned an Atari 7800, which was gifted to me by my uncle. That's the gaming console.
Do you hear how upset he sounds? He sounds very, very salty and very, very resentful. Oh boy, let's continue.
I had until one day I remember I went over to my cousin's house and they had a Nintendo. And I was so jealous. I was like, man, this is so much better than what I got. Eventually I got a Nintendo. And it actually wasn't until the major era of the SNES. Alright? So you're talking, my early teens. That's when I started getting gaming consoles and more electronic, kind of stuff for, my entertainment purposes. But a lot of the time when I was younger, I was outdoors playing with other kids and doing stuff with my parents and stuff. If these parents don't want to parent anymore. So just unload a big expensive electronic on the kid to keep them occupied, right? So you end up with these kids.
Well, then wait a second. Let's double back for a minute. You said that you didn't have a Nintendo. You had an Atari. And, you went over to your cousin's house. You saw they had it. You were jealous because you're a bitch. And then eventually you ended up getting one. But you said that you spent a lot of time with your parents. And you spend a lot of time outside with your friends. So why would your parents buy you a gaming console if they see that you spend a lot more time, you're spending a lot of time outside with your friends or with other interests, I should say. You may have not have shown any interest for that console, so they never bought it. little Philip was content with what he already had. So there was no reason to get it for you. I can kind of understand that. You know what I mean? Now, being irresponsible is one of these parents who would just shower their kids with shit, and then their kids just don't use it because that's not what they wanted. And let's be honest, Phil, looking at how you treat your stuff now, you don't take care of anything that you really have now. You know what I mean? Whether the people around you, whether your physical hardware, any of that shit. I would assume you didn't, things weren't too much different 30 years ago, 25 years ago. I don't see I don't, you know what I mean? It's just, you come across as someone who, you get something that you like, you mess with it for a little while, and then you toss that shit and act for something else. Or you just completely disregard it. And as a parent, I would assume that's a bit disheartening. That you put your money down and the thought behind it, thinking that your child would want this, and turns out they don't like it. Or they don't care about it. Because if they did, they would treat it better. If you look at his setup video for his Nintendo Switch, it was disgusting. It was gross that a grown man could keep his setup like that, and he was proud of it. He was proud of it. You know what I mean? He found another, and that's another interesting thing too, because he talks about his PS4. He has another PS4 controller. He has two, I think, because one of them he found during the setup for that Nintendo Switch. He found it in the back. It was completely covered with dust and whatever else. It was disgusting. It was absolute, and it had been back there so long that he forgot all about it. So there you go. It's just, I mean, he just gave you guys a glimpse, an honest glimpse into probably what his childhood was like. And I assume it wasn't too much better than how he is now, to be honest. And being that he was an only child, not to say that all single, not to say that all only children, or children who come, or how are we gonna word this shit? Not to say that every child that doesn't have siblings comes out to be a piece of shit. Damn it! I'm sorry it took so long to get that out there. My bad. That's obviously not the case. But with Phil, it might go a long way. Then again, if I remember correctly, Phil was raised with a couple of his cousins, though. So there's that too. I don't know. Whatever.
We're playing Call of Duty. We're playing mature rated games they shouldn't be playing. Why do you think every time we play a multiplayer game, you hear these kids screaming at the top of their lungs, right?
I love gaming.
You know, that's why. Why you go into a free online game and it's all little kids playing it. It's like, but this game is supposed to be like mature adults, and you know, this is why this happens. You know, irresponsible people. You know what's funny? They say kids having kids, right? And it used to be kids having kids because young teenagers would have kids and they're not ready for it. Now, in my opinion, it's people who just don't have a mature adult mindset having kids and then not taking any responsibility for them. You know, why do you? Again, I don't think any kid under the age of a teen should have a high-end gaming PC, a full unlocked iPhone where they have access to any kind of content they want, free and open access to the internet. You know, I didn't even go on the internet until late high school. You know, I don't know. Listen, the bottom line is, I only see from my own perspective. I don't have a kid, so I'm not in a situation where I can honestly say, oh, this is the end-all, be-all, this is right or wrong. I'm just giving my opinion from my observations of things that I've seen.
That's why you gotta be careful, the kind of morons who you watch. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, you definitely want to go to this moron stream where he's gonna say stupid shit about stuff like that, and he has no idea what he's talking about.
I agree.
Talking out of his colon.
Absolutely.
His rectum face.
Right out of his ass.
You know, saying stupid shit on a stream. Wow, that's who I want to hang out with. Someone who just makes shit up and has no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Pretty much.
What a dumb fuck.
Yeah, he is.
It is sad that, you know, kids now don't really get the kind of parenting that they used to get. They don't get the kind of raising they used to get. They just get here, and they get an iPad thrown in their lap, and then the parent just expects that's going to raise the kid, right?
That's like me, right?
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a 10-year-old trapped in a grown man's body. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's exactly what it sounds like. Like he hasn't, I don't know, it's like he really hasn't matured. He thinks he's matured, but he's not. He's certainly not acting his age. We'll see what he's like when he's 40. When he's 40, that should be very, very interesting how he's going to be acting. But at 35, about to be 36, he sounds like a 10-year-old. And even then, Sure, there's 10-year-olds out there that are way more mature than this. This is just borderline sad. It really is.
That's like me. February 2018 was my worst month ever on YouTube.
Yep.
In 10 years. Whining, complaining.
Then again, you weren't even focusing on YouTube, though. You were focusing on Twitch. So, in truth, some of that is your fault.
It's just going to waste your time. I made the least money and views were down. Why were views down? Very simple. There were no new games, right? Views, views, views. I don't want to be Mr. Views. Wah, I'm not making ad revenue. Wah. Rogue Ben did a 25-bit cheer. He said, my son insulted Jesus. I punched him in the stomach as hard as I could. He looked up at me and said, wow, dude. You probably should not be punching your son. Good, now I'm away from that annoying fucking bitch of a kid who I would have slapped in real fucking life if they talked to me like that. Probably not a good idea. And probably Child Protective Services will be coming back.
It's kind of funny, too, because at current, he's on Twitch. He's on Twitter right now trying to backtrack off that shit, and he's doing a terrible job at it. He was better off just shutting his mouth.
Shortly, so probably a bad idea.
And the Aston Martin did a cheer, asked me about another random YouTuber who I don't know and don't care about, calling me out in a video, probably trying to get drama views. I don't give a fuck.
The salty tears.
Anyone who has to do that is a hack. Anyone who does that, especially when I don't talk about other YouTubers, is a
Pathetic.
You're a liar. You call out other YouTubers all the time. But, yeah, that must be Prez. He don't want no problems with Prez. He doesn't want no problems with Prez. Trust me, he don't. He knows it, too. He has to know it. He doesn't want no problem with Prez.
Excuse for a content creator if all you do is make drama content where you have to call people out who literally have nothing to do with you just to get drama views. You're a shill, you're a hack, you're a waste of everyone's fucking time, and way to show that you are a relic who is not pertinent anymore because you have to make drama content. So congratulations to
was 100% salt. Whoever the hell this YouTuber is, who another one's not the first, certainly won't be the last, another hack YouTuber making some drama video about me because they can't actually put out content people want to fucking watch. Instead, they gotta make drama videos to call me out, even though I don't know who the fuck they are. I don't give a fuck who they are.
wow.
Didn't you just complain about having low views this month, though? Or last month? So, that means no one wants to watch your content either. And you are taking the time to address the situation. That makes you a hack too, right? Because you're essentially shilling for drama views. You're just not man enough to call them out on it. I'm just asking.
Congratulations, you're pathetic. And let's move on from this.
That's funny. Prez doesn't have to ask kids to give him money month in, month out to save his house and pay his taxes. That he was too irresponsible or just too ignorant to pay himself. I don't think I've ever heard Prez say that. I'm pretty confident that I haven't. Fascinating.
Stupid nonsense. There you go. My mouth is full of salt. Oh, yeah, salt, 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 salt. It's even now, again, my mouth overpowered with salt flavor. All I can taste is the saltiness. Burn in hell, Burnell. And I'm gonna burn in hell for the rest of eternity because of it. You can't change who you are, I guess.
Guess not.
What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne.
Alright, guys. So, that's the end of that. So, let's recap. So, scared about the cat, her getting exploited, when he's the one that's going to put her in harm's way in the first place. Shouldn't have put her up there in that tree if you knew she wasn't going to be able to get down on her own. But we'll see how that works out. Your parenting advice is horrible. Shut the hell up. You know nothing about nothing. I question your own parents' decisions, let alone you talking. Excuse me. I question your own parents' decisions when they raised you, let alone should you be, you should be throwing anything out at any other parents. And if he's talking about Prez, and I think he is, but even though there are some other YouTubers that are talking about him currently, you don't want no problem with Prez, Phil. So just back down. Just be a good boy. Shut up. Because you want no problem with Prez. You really don't. You really, really don't. El Prezador is relentless. Trust me. I've seen him do it. I've been a fan of Prez for a long, long, long time. He is relentless. You know what I mean? And he has all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want it, Phil. You really don't. You really don't. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. This is your host / anchor, GTG, signing off. And the broadcast. Oh boy. Okay, so I got to make that video talking about that 11-year-old situation and then make one dedicated to Prez. All right, cool. We think we got everything worked out. Yeah.